Haiti and the Dominican Republic. Two nations, one island, and two of the most distinct food cultures in the entire Caribbean. Most people do not even realize they share the same piece of land, and that is because the French and the Spanish colonized each side so differently that even the food tells a completely different story. Today we are going deep into what divides them and what surprisingly connects them on the plate. Let's get into it. And before we dive in, this is not about division. This is a celebration, a showcase of two incredible food cultures that grew from the same soil and the same history, but developed in completely different directions. If you are Haitian, put your flags up in the comments right now. If you are Dominican, put your flags up. And if you are neither, welcome. You are about to learn something today. Make sure you subscribe because we are just getting started. Let's start with the dish that both countries built their entire food identity around: rice and beans. In Haiti, it is called diri ak pois, rice cooked with kidney beans or black beans in a rich seasoned base of épices, which is Haiti's signature blend of green peppers, garlic, herbs, and Scotch bonnet. The result is deeply flavored and unmistakably Haitian. In the Dominican Republic, rice and beans is called moro de habichuelas. Rice and beans cooked together in one pot until every grain absorbs the flavor of the beans and the sofrito base underneath. The Dominican version uses sofrito, a blend of garlic, onions, peppers, and herbs that came directly from the Spanish colonial influence on the island. Same concept, same island. But the French influence on Haiti and the Spanish influence on the Dominican Republic pulled these two dishes in completely different directions. Two versions of the same idea that taste nothing alike. Now let's talk about pork, because both of these countries love pork and both have made it iconic in completely different ways. In Haiti, you have griot, pork marinated in citrus and épices, then slow cooked and deep fried until the outside is crispy and the inside is tender and full of flavor. Griot is arguably the most beloved dish in all of Haitian cuisine, and it traces its roots back to the West African traditions brought over during the slave trade. The marinating technique and the use of sour orange in particular reflects the African culinary knowledge that became the foundation of Haitian cooking after the Revolution. In the Dominican Republic, the equivalent is chicharrón, fried pork that is crispier and more heavily salted, reflecting the Spanish tradition of preserving and frying pork that arrived with the colonizers. Same animal, same island, but the African roots of Haitian cooking and the Spanish roots of Dominican cooking created two completely different relationships with the same ingredient. The soup each country holds most. Sacred tells you everything about their history and their soul. In Haiti, that soup is soup jumu, a rich pumpkin-based soup made with beef, vegetables, and Haitian spices that is eaten every year on January 1st to celebrate Haitian independence. And the history behind this soup is one of the most powerful stories in Caribbean food. During French colonial rule, enslaved Haitians were forbidden from eating soup jumu. It was considered food only for the French elite. When Haiti became the first black republic in the world in 1804, after a successful slave revolution, soup jumu became the symbol of freedom. Eating it on Independence Day is not just a tradition, it is a declaration. In the Dominican Republic, the equivalent is sancocho, a hearty stew of meat, root vegetables, and plantain that is eaten at celebrations and family gatherings across the country. Sancocho traces back to Spanish colonial cooking and the Canary Island settlers who brought their stew traditions to the island. Two soups, two completely different stories of where they came from and what they mean to the people who eat them. Plantain is the ingredient that appears on every table on both sides of the island, and how each country uses it reveals something fundamental about their cooking philosophy. In Haiti, plantain is often boiled or fried simply and served as a side alongside griot or rice and beans. The Haitian approach to plantain is straightforward, letting the ingredient speak for itself and seasoning the dishes around it. In the Dominican Republic, plantain becomes mango, boiled green plantain mashed with butter and oil and topped with sautéed onions. Mango is one of the most iconic Dominican dishes, and it is eaten at breakfast, lunch, and dinner. The Spanish colonial influence shows up in the way Dominican cooking transforms plantain into something richer and more elaborate, while Haitian cooking keeps it closer to its natural state, reflecting the West African tradition of simplicity with ingredients. Every country has a dish that represents everything about who they are on one plate. In Haiti, that dish is légumes, a thick stew of mixed vegetables including eggplant, watercress, cabbage, and chayote cooked down with crab or beef until everything melts together into a deeply flavored dish that is eaten over rice. Légumes reflects the Haitian tradition of making the most out of whatever is available, a philosophy born from centuries of hardship and resilience. In the Dominican Republic, that dish is la bandera, literally translated as the flag. White rice, red beans, and stewed meat served together on one plate, representing the colors of the Dominican flag. La bandera is eaten every single day in Dominican households, and it is the most direct expression of Spanish colonial influence on Dominican food culture, rice, beans, and meat, as the foundation of every meal. Bonus: Acasan versus Maíz Caquiao. Before we close out, we have to talk about the corn-based drinks that both countries have been making for generations. In Haiti, Acasan is a thick, warm drink made from cornmeal, milk, cinnamon, and vanilla, sweetened, spiced, and drunk in the morning as a breakfast staple. It traces its roots back to the indigenous Taino people who inhabited the island long before any European arrived, and to the corn traditions they passed down through generations. In the Dominican Republic, Maíz Caquiao follows a similar concept: corn cooked down with milk and spices into a warm, comforting drink that appears at family gatherings and morning tables across the country. Both drinks are a direct connection to the Taino people whose culinary knowledge survived colonization, slavery, and revolution on both sides of the same island. So here is what this entire comparison tells you. Haiti and the Dominican Republic grew from the same land, the same indigenous roots, and the same painful colonial history. But the French who colonized Haiti and the Spanish who colonized the Dominican Republic left completely different culinary fingerprints on each side of that island. And the African traditions that became the foundation of Haitian cooking after the Revolution gave Haiti a food identity that is unlike anything else in the Caribbean. Same island, profoundly different kitchens, and both deserve every flower they get. What surprised you most about the food connection between these two countries? Drop it in the comments below and tell us which two countries you want us to compare next. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and share this video with someone who needs to see it. We will see you in the next one.